Hello and welcome to our webinar. My name is Dan Thompson. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Fork Union Military Academy. And I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Jackie Montero-Sharpe, our Director of Enrollment Management.
Hey, Dan, thanks so much for the introduction. As Dan has said, I'm Mrs. Montero-Sharpe. I'm the Director of Enrollment Management here at Fork Union. We get so many questions from prospective families on the application process here at Fork Union. So we decided to create this webinar for y'all just to walk you through the steps. I'm sure all of you have already gone to our website, forkunion.com, and know that we are an all-boys military Christian academy. This is our mission statement. So basically, in a nutshell, what we do is we educate, develop, and inspire young men in a college preparatory Christian military environment. You can certainly, there are many ways to find out more about Fork Union. You can go on our YouTube channel, you can go on our Instagram, we have a Twitter page. Of course, our website is an excellent resource. But for the next few minutes, we're really just going to focus on the actual application process. So why Fork Union? We're definitely a very different type of all boys day school, all boys boarding school. We are our own kind of thing over here in Virginia. So we have boys come to Fork Union for many different reasons. When folks ask for me to describe them, the typical FUMA cadet, we don't really have one typical FUMA cadet, and we are very okay with that. Like I said, we have boys who come to Fork Union for so many different reasons. And here are I've listed just a few of them, but we are a college preparatory academy. So if your son's ultimate goal is to go to a college, whether that be a liberal arts college, or another type of more focused university, we can certainly prepare him for that. Here, our academics are taught in a very different way. We're on the one subject plan for 8th through 12th graders. So boys who might need to take a subject one at a time because maybe they have a mild learning difference, we certainly are a great environment for that. Of course, athletics. I'm certainly not the first to brag about our robust athletic program. And being an all-boys school is something that prospective families really like as well. Boys learn very differently than girls. Prior to my time at Fork Union, I worked in the admission office at an all-girls school. So we cater to how girls taught. And over here at Fork Union, we cater to how boys learn. Of course, we are in the military framework. We are a military academy. Some boys really need that structure. Some boys really thrive and excel in that structure. And of course, we are a Christian school. We are very proud of that. The boys do it to chapel 5 days a week here at the academy. So if that's something you're looking for, we can certainly provide that environment. And if you're in an international family watching this webinar, we can give out I-20s. We love having international students. This year we have 20. So we're always looking to have international cadets be a part of our core of cadets. So the admission application, I tell folks it's very straightforward, but I can see where there might be some speed bumps along the way. So we'll just quickly go through it, Dan and I today, but the first step, once you have decided to apply to Fork Union, is go to forkunion.com/apply, and that will take you to our own application. We also are a part of the Enrollment Management Association, which has its own application called the SAO. That's kind of like the common app for colleges. You can use either or. There is an application fee for every family of $75. We do ask for a character questionnaire, an English teacher recommendation, a math teacher recommendation, an admission interview. So that means we interview both the prospective student and his parents or guardians, and all academic records. So we'll break these down, starting with the recommendations. We ask for 3 recommendations. So the first one is a character questionnaire that usually comes from an administrator at your current son's school. So that is a guidance counselor, could be a principal, could be a vice principal of the school, just an administrator at his current school. The other two recommendations are pretty self-explanatory: English teacher recommendation and math teacher recommendation. We have our own forms here for those recommendations. Each of those forms has 3 sections. The first 2 sections are like a rubric. So there will be attributes from a 1 to 5 scale that teacher or administrator will fill out. And then the last part of that recommendation form are a series of short answer questions that we ask the teacher or administrator. And of course, they're also able to submit a written statement if they would like. We do also welcome any additional recommendations. So we certainly have boys who apply every year who might be involved in maybe Boy Scouts, or who might have even had a part-time job. So if they would like, families can certainly submit these 3 recommendations and additional recommendations from other folks as well.
Now, how does a family go about submitting those recommendations?
Excellent question, Dan. So when you do go on our website and begin our recommendation, you have 2 choices. You can either email directly a request for recommendation to that teacher or administrator, and that will go directly to their inbox. Once they fill it out, we here in my office get a notification that it has been submitted. So that's the first way to do it, and certainly the easiest way to do it. The second way to do it is, for many reasons, maybe school officials might be wary of filling something out online, or they would rather have it written down. Whatever the case might be, we do have PDF versions of those recommendation forms, and we can certainly either send it directly to those teachers or administrators, or we can send it to the parent or guardian, and then they can go on and forward that form to those folks writing the recommendations. We tried to make it as easy as possible. Let's see here. It's another important part of the application process for us at Fork Union is the admission interview and, of course, the campus visit. Every boy who applies to Fork Union must be interviewed by a member of my staff or myself. However, the campus visit is not required. We can certainly do admission interviews over Zoom. If you choose to come visit campus, which I hope you do, we have a lovely campus, as you can see here, then your admission interview would be after your campus tour. The interview is a series of, I would say it's about 15 questions that we ask, again, every single boy who wants to come to Fork Union. And it's really just to see if you would be a good member of our community. Again, boys come to Fork Union for a variety of different reasons, and we love the diversity that we have here on campus, but ultimately we want to make sure that your son will be successful here. We don't want to admit your son if we know he might not reach his potential here. So really, it's just a conversation to see if he would be a good member of our community. When we interview or talk to parents or guardians, it's kind of along the same lines. We just want to find out why you are looking and considering Fork Union for your son. And of course, answer any other questions that you might have. Alrighty. The other important parts, of course, of applying to a secondary school are the academic records. So this can also be requested through school admin, which is our online admission application portal. Or we also, just like our recommendation forms, have a PDF version of a transcript request form. So that allows your son's current school to send us here at Fork Union all of their official records. What we are looking for here, really, depending on the grade your son is applying to, just their academic history, how they've done thus far in school, any academic patterns, like did he do maybe really well in the 7th and 8th grade, and then 9th grade maybe not so well. If there were any changes of school, maybe a family had to move and they moved in, let's say, his 6th grade, but he's continuing to do really well. So we just look for patterns, changes of schools. If a boy is a bit older, and this might be applying to our 11th or 12th grade, we certainly take a good look at the academic credits that they have earned and make sure that they are on the right path to graduate from Fork Union. Because we are an independent school or a private school, we have our own graduation requirements. So our boys meet different number of credits in a lot of public schools, or in sometimes even other private schools. And of course, we also take a look at what classes he's taken. Has he taken all honors classes? Has he taken all AP classes? Maybe he's even already had the opportunity to take, let's say, dual enrollment classes. So we do look at his academic rigor. So once we have all of those things, we, of course, review the application. The official admission committee here at Fork Union honestly only consists of 2 people. Your admission counselor, who I'll introduce in just a second, reads your son's application. He lays the first set of eyes on your son's application, and he will make a recommendation to me. So he will say, Dan Thompson's application is ready for review. I believe he should be admitted to Fork Union because XYZ. He will write a little applicant summary. I read all of the applications here at Fork Union, and I'm the one who will send the official acceptance letter and also give you a phone call and let you know that your son hopefully has been accepted to the academy. These are other members of the admission committee. So our college placement counselor, our academic dean, a school counselor, commandant, and our head nurse. They are part of the committee, but we only pull them in if we have questions that kind of falls into their lane. So if you, again, maybe if there's an older student, he's maybe in 11th grade or 12th grade, we'll pull the college placement counselor in to see if he's on the right track to meet our credit requirements. Maybe trying to think here, maybe he might have some sort of health issue. We'll pull in the head nurse to see if we can really fully support him while he's here at boarding school. So if there are any issues or red flags, we'll pull those folks in, of course, for their input.
So now if I have done really well in a lot of my classes, but I tanked in that biology class, is that going to harm my chances of getting into Fork Union?
Yes, absolutely. So there are a few red flags for us here in the admission office. Being a military academy, and Dan, you being in the marketing office, I'm sure you're very well aware of this, but military academies unfortunately have maybe a certain stereotype or a certain stigma that surrounds them. But here, specifically at Fork Union Military Academy, we are a college preparatory school. So red flags for us would be consistent drug usage. We usually will not admit any boys if they admit to consistently using any sort of illegal substance. Any sort of involvement with law enforcement usually will be a no for us as well. Any severe behavioral and mental health issues, we also can't really support here at the academy. We do have a full-time school counselor. We have many full-time teachers, and we have a whole administrative team here at Fork Union, but we are not a therapeutic school. And we are not a academy that can correct extreme behaviors. We really are a leadership school, and again, college preparatory school. So the boys have, minus of course the military framework we're in, it's a high school. They play sports, they go to school dances. Of course, it's a boarding school, so they live in dormitories. So any of those extreme red flags, we just wouldn't be able to support. And to be honest, your son would not be successful here. And we can certainly point you We can give you the names of educational consultants we work with or the names of other schools. But going back to your original question, Dan, if you tanked biology, let's say in the 9th grade, because that's when I took biology, I think I got a B+ in it, so I didn't tank it, but that's okay. We are not looking for a boy who is perfect. We are all imperfect humans. And sometimes that does prompt the conversation of my son maybe needs a more focused academic plan, like the one subject plan we have here. And again, while you're going through this application process, if you do have any questions, just give our folks a call. I'm the Director of Enrollment Management here at Fork Union. You can always send me an email, and that's my email right there. Any other just general questions you might have, you can always just email admissions@fumla.org. If you want to specifically reach out to your admission counselor, Major Leidig works with all applicants from the 7th through 9th grade, and Major Schumann works with all applicants from the 9th through 12th grade. If you go on our website, forkunion.com, and click on admissions, all of our contact information you'll find on the right-hand side. So don't be shy. We're happy to answer any questions and help y'all along the way.
Well, Jackie, you've made my job here very easy today. So thank you very much for that great overview of the application process. And to those watching, I hope we see your application come through soon. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thanks, Dan.